Welcome to the Zanesville campus of Mideast Career and Technology Centers. My name is Angie Drabick, and I am the admissions coordinator here on the Zanesville campus. There are 22 career tech programs for juniors and seniors and one Career Connection sophomore program here at Zanesville. We're about to lead you on a virtual walking tour of our programs where you will have the opportunity to meet some of our students and instructors and get to see firsthand the state-of-the-art equipment that we have in our labs. And you might even get to see a few students in action. We're excited to get started. Let's go.
Hello, welcome to the Applied Engineering and Machining Lab. My name is Mark Clark. I am a senior from Tri-Valley. What I like most about this lab is the hands-on experience and real-world kind of esque that it provides us. Mr. Abel is our lab instructor. What I like most about him is his teaching style that allows us to make mistakes but recover from them and learn from them.
And hello, I am Mr. Abel, the instructor of the Applied Engineering and Machining program. It's one of the skilled trades that you have probably never heard of. If you have, it's probably from maybe your grandparents. But at this point in time, this is a trade that is highly in demand by employers. They can't find enough employees to fill their spots. So the job is a good job, it's a good paying job, it's a great career, I should say. And it can lead to employment during your high school years, your senior year, or it can go on to an engineering degree in college. What's great about this program too is if you like to use your imagination, your critical thinking skills, your design processes, this is a great trade for you. And when you come into this program, as a junior, you would start on the manual side of the lab, which is the hands-on side, and this is what employers like to have from their entry-level employees, is the hands-on background of the manual machines. It teaches the kids what to look for in a good cut as they're cutting the materials that they're producing for their employers. And this is the milling machine side of our lab, and normally we have it full, but because of what we're doing this year, things are different. Like I say, the manual milling machines, and I've got one of my students here working on a project, and right now he's taking a measurement to make sure that it's to blueprint, where we have to be extremely critical about our sizes. And on down here, I also have a student on a surface grinder. This is a finishing operation. This is performed to make sure that the surface finish is extremely flat and precise and square. And once we leave this side, we'll come over to this portion of our lab. And this portion is the lathe, the geared head engine lathe portion of our lab. And again, this is where a lot of times we have a lot of students in this area, and they're working on round projects for the most part on this side of the lab. And Mark Clark, the one that introduced me in the beginning, he's working on a project over here, and I'm not... The screw for the C-clamp. The C-clamp is what the other individual was working on the other side. And here's just a small example of some of the parts that are machined on the lathes. And here are also some of the other projects that we've made on the computer numerical control side of the lab, the CNC side. And in this program, you'll be taught how to program the computer numerical control machines, how to set them up, how to run them efficiently and accurately. And this particular machine here is what's called a CNC plasma cutter, and it cut the shape out of this chunk of steel here, and it's the eagle on the far wall. These are our CNC milling machines. So you can see everything is automated. All you do is come in here and you push a button. One of the biggest problems that kids have with this program anymore is they think that there's so much math involved, but because of the sophistication of software that we have nowadays and the programs that we have, a lot of that's done on a computer. So the math isn't necessarily the big deal that it used to be in this trade. So don't let math hold you back from taking a shot at this particular program. And I thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Autumn Shover. My home school is Zanesville. I'm a senior in our auto body lab. I chose this lab because there's a variety of things to do. You don't learn the same thing every day. And this is our lab instructor, Mr. Swingle.
Hi guys, my name is Josh Swingle. This is my 7th year as an instructor here. I enjoy what I do. I hope you guys like what you see here in the program. I graduated this program in 1996. Hopefully you like what you got to see. This is a car that we finished up beginning of the year this year, restoration. Ethan's putting some tail lights back in it, finishing up, buttoning some things up. This car here had a fresh paint job, a full new interior, new tires, basically pretty much a ground up restoration. That's not something we typically do all the time, but it was a fitting piece for the program. What we have here, we have a 96 Chevy pickup truck that's going to need some rocker panels, cab pointer damage. It's a typical scenario for something that you would do here. So basically with this truck here, what you would do, this truck has been blown completely apart. All the parts have been categorized. We have things from Innovative Tools that we use to categorize all the parts and pieces. We like to keep everything together, all the parts and pieces. So this truck, everything, if one person tears it apart, it can be put back together. Brown's Body Shop and some other body shops around do the same thing, so we're trying to make it to where it's like it is in an actual body shop. One of the other things we do in this program that a lot of people don't understand is we do a lot of welding. A lot of the cars and trucks, a lot of things need to be welded back and forth together. This truck here, putting rockers and cab corners in it, all new metal welded into it. I have a student over here, Roger. He is working on welding, practicing welding before he puts these panels together. What Roger's doing here is he's just practicing getting his welder set before he welds these rockers and cab corners in. Some things that a lot of people don't understand or don't know we do. We do a lot of light fabrication, suspension, steering work, things like that. We have these nice hoists here. We like to do lift kits once in a while, things of that nature. Here is a truck we just finished painting up last week. This is Autumn. She actually currently is on placement for Brown's Body Shop. She sprayed this truck last week, the cab and the nose. She just painted that. She's a senior in the program. Once again, you'll see this truck here was tore apart. We have another rack that we use to help categorize our parts. One thing I am a stickler about, I like to make sure that everything is organized, all the parts are kept, nothing's lost or broken. Here's another neat tool that we have. You can take the door and raise it up. You don't have to handle it. We can take it, put it on the truck, put the pins in it. Makes it nice and easy to do so. Over here we have another thing that we do. I have a few students over here tearing some doors apart, taking these doors apart. What this does helps prepare them for restorations and bodywork and things of that nature. A lot of times you have to tear things apart. One thing that's neat to do is actually have pieces to practice on that you can learn how to do that. We have a brand new paint booth. This was just put in last year. Actually, we're getting ready to. This has been an actual nice piece. The old paint booth over here behind you guys that you see here. We kept this paint booth here. It's been a while. It's been here for a while. What we're going to use it for is priming small parts and painting of the junior parts. This over here we use for customer work. take you guys inside and give you a quick Brandy booth. She has the door prepped, ready to paint. When we step back outside and we turn the booth on, you guys will be able to see that she has the door prepped and she'll be ready to go here in just a few minutes. As you can see, she's putting her base coat on, 50% overlap. This is something that they were taught last year. Now this is a customer door. Another thing we do here, Austin is blocking the door down. The door had some damage on it. He's getting this door ready to paint. Next step in this phase will be put another skim coat of body filler on it. He will block it, prime it, and be ready for paint. This is a 2-year program. We teach 4 courses here. I teach non-structural, refinishing, and we teach structural and electrical mechanical. If you guys get a chance, come out and check us out, see what we're all about. I have a lot of students this year that will be going on placement. I have 10 seniors, and 7 of those seniors will be on placement here within the next 30 days. So I have people calling all the time. There's a lot of opportunity for employment, and it's not just body shop work. We also have a lot of industrial, railroads, any kind of transportation field is something you can go into. So if you're interested in any kind of that, light fabrication, suspension steering, things of that nature, come check us out and see what we're all about. Thanks, guys.
Welcome to the building maintenance program. I am Destiny Rowe. My partner school is Cambridge High School. What I enjoy most about this program is that we're like a family and we learn together. What I like about Mr. Partinslaw, my instructor, is that he actually takes his time and makes sure that all of us are together and makes sure that we learn everything that we need to do in a timely manner and helps us very much. This is my instructor, Mr. Partinslaw.
Hey, I'm Don Bartonslaw, the building maintenance instructor here at the Mid-East Career Center. I've been in the construction and maintenance field for about 32 years. This is my first year teaching this program. Prior to this, I was the maintenance and custodial supervisor here at the Mid-East District. The reason why kids come to this program, the students want to learn a skill in the building maintenance category. It makes them employable, gives them a chance to get a job in the field, and my job is to make sure that I can teach them as much as they can possibly learn in the time they're here. This is the lawn care and groundskeeping equipment. We teach the kids how to use the equipment, the safety associated with using the equipment, methods in the application. We teach them how to do the maintenance on it, the preventive maintenance, and main thing is we teach them how to use it effectively and safely. Here we have this is part of the mechanical segment. We teach the kids about water systems, the components, how to troubleshoot, repair and replace components in their water system. Here is one of the electrical. We touch base on outlets, switches, fixtures, troubleshooting, replacing, and installing on new. This is the custodial segment. We teach the students how to use the chemicals and the products we provide. We teach them how to clean offices, classrooms, restrooms, and general facilities. We actually go off campus and clean a facility over here near here that gives the kids good practice outside of the school setting. This is part of the construction part. I teach the tools part of this. The students have to learn how to use hand tools and power tools safely and in the right application. We teach them how to use the saws and the application for using the saws. The main thing is being able to learn how to use as many tools as you can effectively. Here we have some floor care equipment. In this program, we teach the students how to, from cleaning carpet, cleaning tile, to cleaning vinyl, VCT, which is stripping and waxing. They learn how to use the equipment safely with the different accessories to get the job done. We also teach beyond this. I teach drywall, repair, I teach painting. We'll touch on roofing and siding issues, repairs, and we'll also talk a little bit about windows and doors, how to make it minor adjustments, and touch base with a lot of things. There's a lot of different parts to this program. Some kids, when they leave here, we want them to be a good investment for an employer. They may select one of these items and take off, whether it be lawn care or construction or floor care, and maybe they like that a little more. But all we're trying to do is give them a good rounded education in the building maintenance field to get them ready for employment after they get out of school. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Brian. My home school is Stricksville. The reason why I picked this program is because one day I want to own my own construction business, and it's hands-on, and I like to build things. This is my teacher, Mr. Robertson.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Carpentry. We're going to give you a little tour on things we do here in our program. This is our career tree we have here. We kind of focus on a little bit on what trades you can get into besides just building a house here in Carpentry. It's a 2-year program, and we're going to give you a little virtual tour. This is our lab tour here. We're going to give you a quick, this is some of the small projects the students start out here as their carpentry level 1. Just seeing what their skill level is. Anything from a tote box, a little squirrel feeder, birdhouse, a little bench. Over here, we get into some wall terminology, roof terminology. Students make these projects here. It's a little small project, but they can see all the different parts and pieces of the wall. Right here, we get into steel studs, do a little bit of steel stud framing, stair layout, drywall, roof systems, a knee wall in here, a little roof system with a hip roof on it, a little more advanced. Over here we have a couple of students, they're working on a picnic table, finishing the table up. It's been built, just doing a little bit of finish sanding on it. Right here we have some of our basic carpentry tools we use, hand tools, some drywall tools, drywall stilts. Actually the students will put on stilts and wear stilts in the house when we're building our house out here. Here we have some of our power tools. Some of them are electric, some of them are battery, and there's some pneumatic tools here, just a small sample of tools we use in the carpentry lab. Over here we have some students, they're practicing their chiseling skills on setting a hinge, where they lay out their hinge into a piece of wood, set the hinge so it's flush in there. This is some of the basic skills they're using a wood chisel. Okay, back this way here, this is a 12 by 12 small frame structure we built in here last year. Students worked on different projects, parts of it, the floor, the wall framing, the roof framing, built the trusses. Over here we have a couple students, they're getting ready to take the shingles off of the roof. We'll be taking it down, dismantling it, and it'll get rebuilt again. So you can see them up there, they're working on the scaffold where they'll be taking the shingles off of the roof here soon. Okay, now we'll stop and we'll go out to the house. You'll see the Habitat house. We're going to walk out here to the Habitat house. It's built for Habitat here in Zanesville, and every year we try to do one where the family in Zanesville will get a nice new home from Habitat, and we do all the labor on the part of it here at school. As we're walking out here, you'll see the red pole barn on the right. A few years ago, the carpentry class built the pole barn, and it's Autobotto storage. Their part also carpentry. You'll see on the far end of it down here. As we hustle on out here, you're going to be seeing the house here in front of us. And when the beginning of the school year last year, we started a house. There was just nothing but steel I-beams there. We did the floor framing, the wall framing, the roof framing, insulated, drywall. The electrical trades do the wiring in it. HVAC does all the heating and plumbing in it. So let's go take a tour of it real quick. Normally the house wouldn't be here. We'd be starting our new one, but we got taken out of school early last year with the coronavirus. Students here are putting the soffit on the house out here. The siding's coming today. We'll be putting siding on it here starting maybe this afternoon. Okay, let's slide inside here and I'll show you some of the drywall work inside we're doing. Hey, we're inside the Habitat house now. The HVAC class put us a temporary furnace in here. When it gets cold, it won't be sitting there, but it's a temporary furnace, which is awful nice of them. As we walk back through the house, you can see the drywall work's getting there. Some students are still in here doing some drywall sanding in here. They're finishing up, getting ready to paint this house out, and they'll be trimming it out then after that. It is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, and it's going to go over on Meade Street in Zanesville. Hopefully here we'll get it finished up. It'll be moved over there soon. There's a bathroom. It has a laundry room also in the bathroom. Kitchen, living room, combine. So this is our habitat house, our main project we do in carpentry. Hey, thanks for visiting Carpentry today. This is a great program. It's all hands-on. We do have a little bit of classroom time, but it's really, really nice. We'd like to see you out here. If you like to learn how to build your own house, get in the construction field. There's a lot of different projects you can work on. We'd love to have you.
Hi, I'm Adam Bryceland. This is the CNET program. What I like about this program is that we get to learn about computers, and it's really nice. This is my instructor, Mr. Dudas.
Hi, I'm Mr. Dudas. I'm the instructor for Computer Networking Electronic Technology, otherwise known as CNET. We are an electronics class with an emphasis also on computer repair and building and computer networking. This gives students the skill sets that they need to repair anything that's electronic. And we have on our career tree, we have some examples of some of our job areas they can train for. And then we have some areas we can show you. Over at this station, we have one of my students that is repairing one of the school's computers. Power supply went out in a power surge. So we have the ability to fix computers. We have a station over here where we do some surface mount soldering and we can inspect circuit boards. To the left, we have some of our computer networking racks where the students are learning how to make cables, terminate cables, and hook up computer networks. In the back of the room, I have a student that is working on a board. This is a station we have set up for a employer that we have that's a Fortune 100 company that does repairing of some electronic circuits, and we're one of the few places they can find people with this skill set. On up, we have students at their workstations that are very similar to what you would find out in the workforce with the test equipment of oscilloscopes, function generators, power supplies. They allows them to build circuits on breadboards. So they're learning about how circuits are built and how the components interact. An example right now is they're working on the stages of power supplies. So stepping down voltage, rectifying, filtering, and regulating. And this gives them a chance to then use that test equipment. And then they take the skill sets that they learn and sometimes are doing special projects. One that they enjoy is sometimes working on their own game machines or game consoles. We have a project that a senior did a few years ago and built a Rubik's Cube solver. I had a student last year build this LED cube, which required soldering 512 LEDs together and building the circuit for it. Manufacturer that needed a timing of turning something on and off all day long. So, and we make our own circuit boards while we're working in here. So we're very diverse in what we do. We don't try to pigeonhole them into one job. This is a skill set that's very transferable across the workforce. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Paige Lindsay, and this is the Cosmetology program. I'm from Kirksville High School, and what I enjoy about this program is making people feel confident and beautiful about themselves every day. This is my instructor, Lenny Rosser.
Hello, my name is Mr. Rosser, and I am the instructor here at Mideast Cosmetology. I'd like to share with you a little bit about cosmetology. Students come to cosmetology for numerous reasons, but majority of the time they say, the young people say, I like to play with makeup and I like to make my hair look nice. And unfortunately, that's not what cosmetology is about. It's about making other people feel great about themselves. And so sometimes we have to change the mindset of the young person coming into cosmetology. But the way we do that is not necessarily by talking about it, it's actually by showing them hands-on what we do here at Mideast in the cosmetology department. So I'd like to take you through, show you a few stations, some of the things that we do in a salon and that we practice and work on here at Mideast so that our students are prepared for the workforce. Follow me. We are in the cosmetology lab, and as you can see right now, I have students who are working here. And our students right now, these are juniors. This is just a few weeks in. And what they are doing is an actual tent retouch. And a tent retouch is something that we do in the salon day in and day out. It is actually a hair coloring service. And so that these students are working on tent retouches. One of the other things that they've been working on is a virgin tent. And of course, you'll see that here in just a moment. They also have been working on foiling techniques, and we'll show that. So as we transition, once they have color on their hair, of course, at some point in time, they need to be shampooed. And so now we have a shampoo area, and the students are practicing actually shampooing the color out. And of course, you can see that they're using mannequins. These students have already actually shampooed themselves. We actually have shampooed real people in here already, but right now I have them working on shampooing some of the color out that we've done earlier in class. As we come down through here, I have students working on their foiling techniques, and as they're working on their foiling techniques, you can see that they're just actually learning. Hope and Livy here, actually, I just showed them prior to the taping of this what to do. They happened to not be here last week when we were working on this technique, so they're actually fast learners. They're starting to get this. As we come down, you can see that I have a student. She was here last week, and she's working on her foiling technique, okay? And this foiling technique is actually called slicing. It's not actually a weave, but I teach them how to slice hair first, and then we move on to weaves. So again, this is a service that we do day in and day out in the salon. So it's kind of the real life of cosmetology is what it is. I would love to invite anyone that wants to make this their career to, again, stop in, see us when we have the different showcases and all the things going on campus.
Welcome to the Criminal Justice Program. I'm Parker Stevens. I'm a senior in the Criminal Justice Program. My home school is Caldwell, and what I love most about this lab is all the hands-on activities we do. And this is our lab instructor, Mr. Snyder.
Hi, Mr. Snyder. Welcome to our lab. Appreciate you coming. Been a teacher here at Mideast for 15 years, and we're excited to have you in our building today. Hi, we're inside our lab now. I've got 2 senior students that's going to demonstrate latent prints and lifting latent fingerprints.
And talk about what they are.
Right now, Ian's demonstrating the latent print development. He's applying some fingerprint powder to an item we picked up to demonstrate the prints. The powder is going to adhere to the disc because of the natural oils and greases that we have in our skin and in our fingerprints. As he develops the print, you'll start to see the black image appear on the object. I'm going to hand it off to Jaden now. Jaden's actually lifting the fingerprint using a hinge print lifter. As the print's lifted from the object, she'll fold it over onto a white background and you'll clearly see the fingerprint. Okay, on next we're going to demonstrate handcuffing. I have students that demonstrate a handcuffing procedure or standard arrest procedure that law enforcement would go through.
Sir, let me see your hands. Face away from me. Spread your feet apart. Put your hands behind your back, palms together, keeping your fingers together. Show me your palms.
You'll notice at this point the student still has not approached until he's taken verbal control of the individual. He's now approached, applied the handcuffs. He's going to check to see if they fit now and to double lock them so they don't tighten up while on the way to the sheriff's office or the police department. All right. Next station we have is our firearm station. It's kind of dark. Firearm station. I have 2 students demonstrating safe firing, handling techniques for firearms. Go ahead. Some of the things that this station does for my students is it allows us to demonstrate safe firearm techniques. It allows us, the students, to be placed in high stress situations using scenario building. It's been very helpful to teach students use of force properly, when to properly use force, when not to use force. All right, the next station is going to be our PT, or physical training activities. This is our PT room, physical training. Students work out anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes a day, get the opportunity. Their goal is to achieve Ohio Peace Officer Basic Training Academy standards, which is the same standards that any law enforcement officers in the state of Ohio are achieving in the academy. I have 2 students today that's going to explain the standards and demonstrate.
We have POTA standards for boys, 33 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, and a mile and a half run is 11 minutes and 58 seconds. For girls, it is 18 push-ups, 35 sit-ups, and the mile and a half run is 14 minutes and 15 seconds. Now, Luke is going to demonstrate a proper push-up. And you should, when you do it, his chest touches my fist. Go back up. All right. Now Luke is going to demonstrate a proper sit-up. And then when it's cold outside, we run on the treadmills, but most of the time we run outside.
Technique is actually important for the physical training aspect of the Police Officer Academy. Improper technique will actually fail a student in the Police Academy, so it's important for the students to start learning that proper technique here. In a normal junior year and a normal senior year, the students come to school at 8 o'clock every morning. We work through a pride period, which is kind of like a study hall. We have about a 50-minute window for lecture, and after that 50-minute window, the students will spend approximately 2 hours doing hands-on activity, some of which you've seen today, and we have lots of other activities we also participate in throughout the year, including patrol on foot, patrol of the campus in a vehicle, crime scene investigation, and so on. Thank you for visiting. We appreciate you coming. It's important to keep students in our programs and excited about criminal justice more now than ever. It's still an exciting career field. It's a viable career field in southeastern Ohio, and we hope to see you in the future.
Hi, my name is Matea Townsend, and I'm a senior at John Glenn High School, and I'm also in the Practical Nurse program. I'm in National Honor Society and Skills USA, and each program has their own Skills USA. You can also be in Drugs Free Club of America and SAD. And at your home school, you can still be in sports. I'm in String Sound, so I can go home and be in there. Yeah, come to Mideast is great. You can still be in your sports and cheerleading. I have friends who are at volleyball and football, and they're able to go back and go to practices and go to games. So it really works out well to still be involved at your home school, but come here at Mideast.
Hey guys, welcome to Digital Media. My name's Kaya, and I've got to say my favorite thing about this lab has got to be that we are so creative and we get to be versatile with our projects. Oh, hey look, it's our instructor, Mr. Still.
Hi guys, welcome to Digital Media. If you think you like telling stories through video and film, this is the place for you. We shoot, we edit, and we produce video just like the one Alex is working on here.
Oh, hey Alex, looks like you got Premiere Pro going on here.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a news intro. So what I did first was I took pictures. Most of these are from the Digital Media Lab, and I also took some
out on the campus as well. Then I put a bunch of different images and put them in Photoshop, made them separate projects. Then I added a bunch of different effects to them to give it movement throughout the whole video, and then I added music and a voiceover and edited it. And then I have a finished project that we can broadcast through the whole school.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Alex. If we come over here, it looks like Josie's working on something. Oh, hey, looks like some Photoshop.
I'm editing the Medis logo and taking every letter and putting on a different layer for video editing purposes, like the one Alex was working on. Take the quick selection tool and just copy and paste it to a new layer, like that. So now everything is on its own new layer.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Josie. If you guys didn't know, Premiere Pro and Photoshop are both Adobe products. We have access to the cloud, so we have access to every Adobe program. Another one we use a lot in this lab is After Effects. Oh, hey Aaron, what you doing in the green screen room?
Funny you ask. I was getting ready for morning announcements. This is our 3-camera setup, which is used in studios all across the world. Now you might be wondering, why is the walls green? Well, with a little movie magic, the flat green is transparent so we can put images behind our news anchor. Now this thing is called the teleprompter. This shows the script with this one-way mirror so the anchor can read the script for the morning announcements. And this is where the script is. Now I'm the tech director for the news, and so basically I run the TriCaster and I also get things set up for morning announcements. The TriCaster seems a little difficult, but it's actually very simple. You can switch between the different inputs and banks, and we have someone on camera 3 right now.
Hey guys, sorry to cut you short, but we're running a little low on time. In the beginning of the year, we work on some photography, do a little bit of script writing, and do some voiceovers. But for now, we're going to have to call that a wrap. Bye for now.
Hello, my name is CJ DeGarmo, and I'm a senior in Mid-East Diesel Technology Center. And what I like about the program is that you learn all the ins and outs of from cars to semis to about anything you can think of. My home school is John Glenn High School, and I'm a senior. And our lab instructor is Mr. Parker.
Hi, I'm Mr. Parker, instructor of the diesel program. It's a 2-year program working on commercial trucks. We work on everything in here from a lawnmower up to a commercial truck. Let me take you a tour. Let me take you a tour of some of the things we do here in our school. This is one of our trucks we work on here at the school. This truck has about 7 trucks in our program. We have late model trucks. We work on the truck from the front to the back. The junior year, you're going to have pretty much the whole drive line of a truck apart. Senior year is going to fit on electronics and preventative maintenance. And here's a couple of simulators I have behind me here. These are for doing brakes, so the students would take apart the brakes and learn how to adjust brakes and change brakes on these 2 devices right here before they do work on the actual truck. Come on over here and I'll show you some of the other things we work on. We have 2 hoists in our program. We put vehicles up on the hoist and work on cars, trucks, that sort of thing. Over here in the corner of the shop are some of the things you might do, as some of these students are doing now, is doing tire changing, servicing of brakes and brake rotors. We're doing tire balancing. Safety is a big part of the for the day here. We have a safety cage. We put the tires in, we put the air in. We have a hot tank that we can clean our parts with. Here's some of the presses we use to press bearings, and that's on and off. This is a typical a student project right here. Students are disassembling this engine and they're putting it back together. They got all the parts on the table, and then we'll reassemble this engine. Another customer project, a transmission, or not, a student project, I'm sorry. Students are taking this transmission apart and they're going to put it back together when they're done. We have our jacks and lifting equipment in this area right here. We have an area in the back here that we do customer projects in. It's also used for storage. We have some large engines back here and for customer projects. Anything from a brake job to a complete engine rebuild. We do that sort of thing. We've got about 15 running diesel engines in the program. So they're not in the program right now, but they're in a storage. But the students will work on actual running diesel engines. So once they work on their gasoline engine, they're going to work on a running diesel engine when they get done later on that year. The junior class, they're working on gasoline engines right now, and here are their projects right over here. So we pair up in groups of 2, and the students take an engine, completely disassemble an engine. They put it back together. The engine's not going to run when they get done, but it will be completely back together as it would be in the vehicle. The seniors are working on automatic transmissions, and these are senior projects right here that the seniors are working on. They're taking automatic transmissions apart, putting them back together. One of the projects we've done, we've changed an engine or 2 every year. There's an engine right here on the bench we're getting ready to put back in the vehicle that's on the hoist right now. About 50% of the students leave my program going on to a secondary school. They go on to a UNOH or UTI or some other school. The other half go right into the industry. There's a bunch of scholarships available from Caterpillar, from Freightliner. A bunch of the industry partners we have scholarship programs available that they can get into. And like the Caterpillar program, you can go to school for free. So there's many jobs. I mean, I can't fill all the jobs that are out there. So if you're interested in a job, the diesel career is where you want to be.
Welcome to the Early Childhood Education Program. My name is Jessie Crawford. My partner school is John Glenn. What I enjoy most about being in this lab is getting to help children every day. Mrs. Lucas is our program instructor, and what I enjoy most about Mrs. Lucas is how passionate she is for her job.
Good morning, I'm Mrs. Lucas, the ECE instructor, and also a proud graduate of Mid-East. One of the things that students love the most about this program is working with the children. And most students who come here have a passion for working with children. Some of the career possibilities for a student who attends ECE over the 2 years is endless in the education field and related fields such as social work. Students who are passionate about working with young children and wanting to change those lives love being a part of the ECE program. Thank you, and I would love to take you on a little tour of the 5-star rated preschool program and ECE lab for the high school students. We're going to start our tour over here in the early learning program. This program is for children who are 3 to 4 years of age in their first year of preschool. So we're going to go over where some of the students are doing their teaching, and this is something students get to do on a daily basis, teaching the young children. Over here, you can see this is a sensory table, and we have student teacher Savannah, who is helping the children with the sensory activity. Sensory activities are important for young children so that they can begin to learn to interact in their world. Student teachers are in charge of the activities. They're trained on a daily basis before they come in and related on how to interact with the children and how to do lesson planning. Over here, we also, you can see here that we incorporate technology into a lot of our activities. And so here student teacher Madison is doing an activity with a child using technology. This also helps them have a competitive advantage in the workforce because they've already had interactions with the technology that they have to use with the young children. So now we're going to go over here and we're going to go through the workroom. So this is our workroom, and this is a teacher prep area where students, if they're not assigned in to work with the children, they'll be in here prepping for teacher activities for when they do get assigned the next week. So this week we have a couple students in here who are working. And these students are doing actually their required trainings that they have to do in the very beginning of the school year. And then they're also working on other assignments that are required for the related class. And then as we leave the workroom, we're going to go over here to the pre-K classroom. This classroom is for 4 and 5-year-olds, and these children are going to be going to kindergarten next year, so they're a little older. So the nice opportunity with this is that students can work with younger children and older children and get to see that difference in development, which is important for those high school students when they graduate and they go into the workforce. Okay, so let's go over and check out a couple activities. We've got student teacher Mackenzie here, and Mackenzie is doing a painting activity with the children. So coming to ECE programs, you have to be prepared to get in there and be hands-on with things such as paint, all those messy things that we do in early childhood. And then over here, we have a student teacher. This is Zoe. She's reading a book to the children, and then they're going to complete an activity afterwards.
There are two. And then there one.
And then lastly over here, I want to show you another rotation for student teachers, and that's the assistant director. So also, as being the instructor, I'm the director of the preschool, and so one of the advantages for student teachers is that they get to do a rotation called assistant director. This teaches them about the paperwork that's required running a preschool, some of the financial aspects to it, and so when they go into the workforce, this gives them that competitive advantage of already having those access to those skills ahead of time. And many students love that rotation. They say they enjoy it. So our last rotation is the kitchen rotation. So follow me to the kitchen. So this is our kitchen rotation here. Students are assigned in the kitchen to complete the dishes in the morning, prep for the lunch, make sure the environment is cleaned. We are licensed through the Ohio Department of Education with a food license. And the student teachers that are assigned in here do have to help prepare the meals for the children. So in early childhood education, we do a lot of the teaching of young children, but we also give them that vast opportunity to be involved in every aspect if you're going into that education field. So thank you very much for visiting, and I hope you enjoyed your tour.
I'm Luke Byers, and I'm from Tri-Valley High School.
I'm Luke Howard. My partner school is West Muskingum, and this is Mr. Mack. He's our instructor.
Hello, my name is Mr. Mack. I'm the electrical instructor at Mideast. I've been here going on my 6th year now. I teach the adult program and the high school program. It's been a pleasure to introduce these young men and women into the electrical field. I enjoy my job very much, and they're very hard working young men and women. Okay, right now, Luke is working on a panel. He's going to make sure all connections are tight. Then he's going to check the voltage and make sure he has the proper voltage before he turns it over to a customer. The panel has to be level. Over here, Luke Byers, he'll be cutting conduit with a porta-band saw. It's something that we use quite often in the electrical trade. This is our lab. This is where we do our different training. Over here you have your motor control trainer, which we teach them how to do, work on AC/DC motor systems. And then here we practice with our wiring receptacles and light switches, pulling wires, putting conduit up, mounting boxes and things like that. And then on through the lab, this is where we're working on our solar system. We're working on solar panels, solar lights, some training for that. Okay, we also teach, electricians are going to run into older systems. So we teach them about older systems, all right, with regular fused boxes. Here we have a board showing them different wire, different conduits, different bends that they'll be making, different ways to mount and secure your devices and wires. And this is the lab. This is where we do all of our wiring. We wire it just like a real house is. They'll know how to hook up everything from a doorbell to a dryer, commercial, residential. We do all our raceways. This is where our seniors are actually hooking up a disconnect and wiring boxes in. We teach them how to do a neat job, neatness, and make sure you go back through and tighten it afterwards. Of course, you have to know your different struts and devices and parts, and of course bending conduit. That is a big thing. I talk to all the employers. You know, they want students that know how to bend conduit. We do have an electric conduit bender for the bigger 2-inch and the bigger conduit. This is an example of one of the panels. This is what it should look like when they're done. When they complete the course, they should be able to wire a panel in just like this and make it look nice and secure. And back here we have our steel framing. Back here, this is where they'll practice to run MC, steel framing, mount boxes, sub panels and different things, can lights, their strut, their raceways, taking a home run back to the distribution panel. You can see they learn different things. You learn offsets, back-to-back bends, mounting different boxes, all the different wires that they'll use. You got Romex, you have MC, okay? We do flush mount and recess boxes. It's important that they know how to do both different types of boxes. They'll use all different brands so that they know the different parts that they need to use. Also, the terminology is a big thing. Learning the terminology in electric is a major thing that they need to know. Not only work ethics, terminology, you know, be on time and things like that. It's very important, very, very important. Now I'm going to take you through the rest of the lab. You can see that we have plenty of space for students to work. They get everything ready, they drill holes, they mount the boxes, every single aspect of electricity they'll learn. It's important that they keep a neat work area. And this is more of the seniors' work that they've been doing. It goes on back, and this is just a storage area back here. Well, that is our tour at Mideast for the Electrical Trades program. We hope to see you here. It is an excellent trade to be in. It's a very high demand job and a very secure job. It's not just a job, it's a career, okay? This is a career that will last you for a lifetime.
Hello, my name is CJ DeGarmo, and I go to Mideast. I take Diesel Technologies, and my home school is John Glenn. You can still do everything from your home school. You can go to all your dances. I'm in golf and archery, and I still participate in it. And you can do all your sports and everything involved with your home school. At Mideast, they let you leave early for all your activities at your home school and everything you need to do.
My name is Brady Kennedy, and I chose HVAC because I just wanted something that I could start my own career in, and something easy to do, really. And this is Mr. Schott.
Hi, welcome to HVAC, heating, air conditioning, refrigeration. Part of our program, I want everybody to think outside of everybody's basement. Most people think of heating and air conditioning, and that's what they think of is the furnace and air conditioning in their home. HVAC is much more than that. We branch out. You can go into any place that you touch, any place you go throughout your day. Heating and air conditioning plays a very important role, whether it's on a cruise ship or an airline or the hockey ring that they play hockey on in Columbus for the Blue Jackets. That is somebody's career, working and doing and making products such as the ice that they play on, such as cooling hotels, motels, hospitals, operating rooms. Heating and air conditioning is everywhere you go today. As you look around our lab today, you'll notice that we have a lot of electrical appliances, a lot of electrical circuitry. You know, electricity is one of the biggest areas that we cover in our program. It's one of the spin-off jobs of training in a heating and air conditioning setting. As you notice, our students are working here on circuitry. This is kind of the beginning of their school year. That's kind of where we start because that is the basis of all heating and air conditioning equipment and how it operates. As you can see, we also get into some refrigeration equipment, ice machines, walk-in coolers, various types of electronic controls even on split system air conditioning units. And if we can move over this way. Also in our lab, as you can see, we do a lot of small window air conditioning units, motel units. All air conditioning refrigeration kind of operates off the same principle. And so we cover that wide variety. Also, we do a lot of pipe fabrication. We learn how to do steel piping, copper piping for refrigeration lines, some plastic piping. So we have students that go into the plumbing field. Brady here, one of our students, is going to actually do some brazing here while I talk to you a little bit about the importance of this. You know, being able to braze a connection and making sure only does it not help the customer, but in the long run it does help our environment because of refrigerant leaks and so forth into the atmosphere. So these skills, this is a skill set that's very, very important for students to learn. Also, you can see that we have a large variety of heating equipment we work on. This is several units. We cover gas, oil, electric furnaces, split system air conditioning and heat pump units. We spend time, unfortunately, it's early in the year, we do not have a lot of ductwork built, but we do get into sheet metal fabrication. As you can see, we have some that's been built by students in the past year. You have gas furnaces, and we have fire that. And we have gas furnaces. We learn how to troubleshoot. A lot of diagnostics, as you can see. There's a lot to learn here, and these skills can take you very far in your career. The students here in the lab are actually working on some very basic circuitry, switching control patterns. This is giving them experience of reading diagrams and understanding how to follow a wiring diagram. This will help them in the future as they go to troubleshoot and repair equipment, whether it be small, simple air conditioning units or more complex rooftop commercial applications. There's a very high need for technicians that can troubleshoot and diagnose problems to repair this type of equipment. So appreciate you coming through and looking at our lab. Again, always think outside the box. We're not in always somebody's basement. We're worldwide. Everything you see, touch, do, every place you go, heating and air conditioning can be part of your future and part of your career.
Welcome to Medical Legal. I'm Case Mills, a senior from Zanesville High School. What I enjoy most about medical legal is learning the different medical terms and getting to experience the difference between the medical and legal offices. This is Miss Lake, our program instructor. What I enjoy most about Miss Lake is she believes in all of her students and she will take the time out of her day to make sure that you succeed.
Hi, I'm Sue Lake and I am the instructor for medical and legal office professionals. I think what I like best about this is where the kids can go from where they are now. And if you look at our career tree, you can see that these students are able to be anything from a lawyer or a registered nurse to working as a receptionist in an office straight out of high school. And that's what we want to have happen here. We hope you're going to enjoy our tour. Okay, we're going to look in our conference room here, and this would be like what the students would have when they are out to work. And so we have workspace for them. That this is where they plan all their club activities, and the officers of the organization work together to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. It's also a nice place for students to come and study if they want quiet time or if they need to meet with an employer or someone else here at the school. So we think that it helps make it look more like an office and function like an office. Now we're going to talk a little bit with the students and see what they're doing today, and we're going to stop first here. Jocelyn is working on medical terminology and medical forms, and she's right now working on a patient record. A patient has come in, had an accident, and we're getting everything ready for them to go. So what is really cool about this is real life things that they would be doing when they go out, and Jocelyn's dressed like that, like she would be when she's in an office, and she's getting ready to go to work. So she's taking care of all the patient records, nothing clinical, just working with the patients and going on with that. And Cadis is here, and she's working on legal. And so we have a case with a person who fell off a porch, and she's come to the attorney to talk about her case. So that's all there for her to see. We've had to work with the student to learn about how she's going to look at the property where the person was in the accident, what happened in the accident, and be able to put that all together for the attorney. And on this side of the screen are things that she would do for our competitive events that she would go to, that she might be able to go on to a national competition doing legal office work. And obviously, we practice skeletons and learning about the bones of the body and parts of the body. And these guys are kind of ready for Halloween. And over here, our terminology, just some examples of some of the terminology that students learn. This is one of the ways that we show our guests that come in what our terminology is like. And then over here, Jessica is working on scheduling, medical scheduling, and she's also got some of her items up that she would do just working in a regular office. Her goal is to work as a receptionist, and these are some things that would be happening: scheduling patients, maybe working out agendas for the office. And all students work with dual monitors. They're learning the latest software and working through that. So I think it's kind of cool that everything is ready for students to go and work hard. So as you see, our goal here is to make everybody ready to go in an office and straight to work. That's our hope. And also be able to go on to college. We have a future nurse, a future medical assistant, and this young lady just wants to go to work and be a receptionist. So we have all that going on. And I think that it's really beneficial to have those skills and to be working on a computer with the latest technology always.
Hi, my name's Kyan Smith, and I'm a senior in the MST lab here at Mideast. What I love most about Mideast is that you're getting a very hands-on experience and you're getting the tools and the skills that you need to further your career. This is Miss Windsor. She is our instructor, and she graduated from Mideast.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Windsor. Welcome to Multi-Skilled Health Tech. I'm glad to have you here today. We're going to give you a tour of the lab and show you some of the stations that we do, some of the skills we learn. And going from here, you could go to school to further your degree as a nurse. You could do radiology tech, physical therapy assisting. The list is endless of the healthcare options you have after you leave the Multi-Skilled Health Tech program. Hi, the first station I'm going to introduce you to is the telemetry ECG station. The seniors learn how to not only hook up an EKG machine and run it, they also learn the different heart rhythms that we have. This is our SimMan Essential, and he is a really great mannequin that has a lot of skills. One of the skills he has is we can see his heart rhythm on the monitor, the patient monitor, just like if you were in the actual patient's room. So this first rhythm that we're seeing is what, Jay-Shell? And then the patient will progress through different rhythms. VTAC is a life-threatening rhythm. So at this point, we would be doing defibrillation. And he has now moved into an even more life-threatening rhythm. And from this point, because we're not doing CPR or an AED, he has progressed to the worst type of heart rhythm. Yep, he's in asystole now. So we would have to do CPR. We cannot shock that rhythm. And from asystole, he goes back into a normal sinus rhythm, which is what we want to see. This is the how we control the SimMan. We can have him talk, he breathes, he does all kinds of interesting things. We can do vital signs on him. He is a high fidelity mannequin. Okay. The next station I want to take you to is our phlebotomy station. Seniors learn how to draw blood. So we have fake arms that do get blood flow. Students can work as phlebotomists when they leave this program. They can work as a multi-skilled health technician at the hospital. Junior year, they get certified in CPR and first aid, and they also can take the test to become state-tested nursing assistants to work in the nursing home setting. So those are just entry-level careers that you can get after leaving the multi-skilled health technician program. Okay, the last station that I want to take you to is the CPR station. Again, remember, we get certified in American Heart Association CPR and first aid. Cayenne's doing compressions at a fast rate, 100 to 120 per minute, and then she is only taking about 10 seconds or less to deliver 2 breaths. This certification is probably one of the most important ones we get because we could save the life of a family member or friend by knowing how to do CPR and first aid. Thanks for coming today to the Multi-Skilled Health Technologies program. Remember that entry-level careers, you can work in the hospital setting as a multi-skilled health tech. You could work in the nursing home setting as a state-tested nursing assistant. You could also work entry-level in the lab at the hospital as a phlebotomist drawing blood. You will get certified in CPR and first aid. So those are just some of the certifications and some of the things that you'll learn while you're here.
I'm Allison Dixon. My home school is from Philo. I'm a senior in the NRC 2 program. My favorite thing to do here is run all the equipment. This is my lab instructor, Mr. Wilfong.
Hello, I'm Mr. Wilfong. I went to John Glenn High School, graduated there, went to Hocking College. I've been a park ranger in Colorado. I worked for the Division of Wildlife for 12 years, and now I've been teaching here for 14. We're in the NRC lab. A lot of things to do here, very diverse program. Get to go outside probably 75% of the time. We learn about forestry and wildlife, fish. We get to run heavy equipment, dozers, backhoes. Like I said, a very diverse program, and well, we also have a greenhouse. So 75% of the time we're outside. We do projects like cutting firewood, we do landscape. You can see here driving tractors, that's the junior year, something you get to do your junior year. And cutting firewood, something you get to do your junior year. Over here we got a greenhouse, and this is where we raise flowers and vegetables. We do most of that stuff in the springtime, so like I talked about before, a very diverse program. We got 70 acres. We go out and we plow and we plant and disc. We get to go fishing. There's a couple of fishing ponds back there, so never know what you're going to get into on any given day. So safety is always important with our lab, of course, with the heavy equipment and the chainsaw. As you can see, he's wearing safety gear, the helmet, the chaps, gloves. Go ahead. When you leave here, jobs that you could possibly get, be a park ranger, game warden, landscaper, maybe work in the oil field with heavy equipment, a wide variety, just so many different things you can get into out of this program.
Hi, I'm Bryce. I'm with the Powerline Lab, and the things that I like about this lab is we get all this nice equipment to work with. We have this indoor lab, which is really nice, the state of the art, and this is Mr. O'Neill. He's my instructor. He's been here for quite a while now. He's an old man. He's a good dude though. He's one of the best instructors I could ask for.
Yeah, my name is Jim O'Neill. I'm the Powerline instructor here. I've been here since 2005. I'd like to take you outside and show you our outdoor lab. All right, this is our outdoor lab. We have a couple different areas. We have a junior side right here to where they first learn how to start climbing. That's a big part in the Powerline industry. We also have a 95-foot tower where they can change out some bells, get over their fear of heights. We use fall restraint on everything. Over here we have our senior side. And then we have a senior competency line out there where the students are working on right now. We are wrecking out the existing line and putting new wire in. So we have a student on top of the pole simulating that he's the apprentice or the lineman, and then we have a student on the bottom of the pole with as the groundman. It's a good area. School's very good about the money for the school, for the program, for the students, for poles, wire, the transformers we have, all the different material that we need. My main focus here is safety. It's the same with the power companies. They want a person to be productive, but they want them to be safe. So that's our main point here. Fall restraint, work safe work practices, PPE. That's one of our goals in here, and for them to leave as a qualified, good entry-level employee. And as you can see, everybody has their PPE on, their hard hats, their safety glasses, work gloves. They even have their mask on for the COVID. And with one student up top, one on the bottom, they are more than 6 feet apart. This is a great career for a young man. There is a lot of overtime involved in this line of work, and there's a lot of money to be made. So it's a very good career. I enjoyed my career with Florida Power, which was Progress Energy, and now it's Duke. And there's a lot of good companies here. Westerville is very good in helping. Guernsey Muskingum is excellent. AEP helps out some good companies around here for the boys to go to work for. We even have students working in 6 different states out west. So there's a lot of job opportunities. Caden here, one of our students from Cambridge, has his PPE on, his hard hat, his work gloves, his work boots. My first girl 3 years ago graduated that works for the city of Westerville. She's almost a journeyman now. I have another one that they attend Zane State and take the engineering program. So there's a lot of opportunities for females in the workforce. It's a good career. And that student is using a buck squeeze, which is that's the fall restraint. When he gets past that, he'll show you what happens if he were to cut out, how the fall restraint grabs him, keeps him from falling to the ground. Yeah, this is the buck squeeze fall restraint that Dalton is using. This is what happens if they were to cut out on the pole, lose their balance, fall, it grabs them right then. There are several different types. I prefer this one. It's very easy to use. This is a great program for a young man or a young girl. A lot of money to be made. You have a good life. Take care of your family. That's the most important thing. Come to Mideast.
Hi, welcome to the Practical Nurse Program. I'm Mason Snyder, and I'm a junior from John Glenn. I chose this program to get a head start on a career in the medical field with the goal of possibly becoming a physician's assistant one day. I enjoy this program because it offers a challenging curriculum, but the rewards are that you get to help people while making personal connections. Our instructors are caring and experienced, and they use this expertise to help you to become a better nurse. I'd like to introduce you to Miss Eldridge.
Good morning. I'm Miss Eldridge. This is my 14th year teaching at Mideast, and I have 40 years experience as a registered nurse. And my program is always full. My students, when they graduate, they have a licensing exam to take, and then they begin a career that is demanding and in demand. It's high paid with excellent benefits. I'd like to introduce you to Maddie.
Good morning, my name is Maddie Grubb. I am from Shenandoah. I am a senior in the Practical Nurse Program. I came here to get an early head start on what I hope to be an RN someday. I love this career because it is very challenging, but also a lot of fun at the same time. You learn a lot of new things that you never would have thought you'd learn in life. I highly recommend this program for anybody who does want to go into a nursing school. And this is Dr. Price.
Hi, I'm Cindy Price. I'm the senior instructor in the high school practical nurse program. I've been at Mideast over 20 years. My clinical background is adult health and surgery, and we're blessed here because we have a variety of teaching staff who offers a lot of expertise in a lot of different areas. I enjoy my job because in my heart I'm a bedside nurse, and that's where I like to be with my students, out working in the clinical site. Today we're going to showcase some of our skills and show you some of the things that the students have learned thus far.
This morning my students are working on vital signs, and over here I have Chesney, and Chesney is going to take a temperature with an oral thermometer on her classmate.
This is awkward.
You instruct your patient to open their mouth, you put it under their tongue, and then they close their lips around the thermometer. And when it beeps, she takes it out and she disposes of the probe cover. Next, I've got Mason over here, and Mason is going to check a blood pressure on a classmate. Let's put it up on the forearm, and he makes sure that it's nice and tight. And we have, this is called a sphygmomanometer. It's the gauge, and he makes sure that it's at heart level. And he's checking now to make sure he can feel the radial pulse, and then he'll pump this sphygmomanometer and the cuff up until he can no longer feel it. And that way he knows how far up he has to pump it. He doesn't want to pump it up to really high so that it hurts the patient's forearm. Over here I've got Jarrett, and Jarrett is going to check a pulse oximeter on his classmate. And so he's going to make sure that his student's hand is warm, and it is. Now the student's wearing nail polish, which a lot of our patients do, but it should still register the saturation of his oxygen level. So he's going to go ahead and turn it on, and then she's going to put her finger, and it's going to read right through her nail polish and her nail bed and tell us how much oxygen saturation is present. He waits till he has a nice waveform showing. So it's 98, and she has a low pulse. She's very fit. So, and that's it.
All right, good morning. I'm the senior instructor. I have Maddie here, who's a senior. She's going to do 3 skills that we've learned just since school started this fall. So the first skill is drawing insulin, and she's got insulin there. Go ahead and pick that up and clean that vial off. This is regular insulin. It acts fast. So clean that off. I'd like you to draw 10 units, and then I'd like you to administer it in our demonstration practice pad here, showing us how to do a sub-Q injection. So she's first going to draw some air. She's cleaned her vial, and she's going to inject it into the vial. Now she's going to very carefully draw back 10 units of regular insulin. And our rule says we have to have another nurse check it, so I'll be her nurse. That looks good. Now she's going to demonstrate for you how to inject that into sub-Q area. Maddie, what's the angle for that needle? 45, exactly. We don't have to aspirate it. We do have to be careful now. It's a dirty needle, and once it's done, it goes in a sharps container. Okay, good job. Now come on around here. In the senior year, we learn a few more advanced skills. One of the skills we work is with IV therapy, and she's going to demonstrate for you now how to do a flush. If we give medication, we want to make sure that the IV is patent, that it'll flush well. So go ahead and demonstrate that for us. First step, she's going to clean. This goes right into the vein of a patient. We don't want any infections. How long do we clean it?
15 seconds.
15 seconds. Good job. Now we're going to hook it up to an adapter. Make sure it's snug. And go ahead and unclamp it there. That's our double clamp for safety. Now she's going to turbulently push, push, push this saline. It's special saline, sterile saline that goes into the vein. Go ahead and disconnect. There you go. And that's all there is to it. So patients don't have to be tied down to an IV all day. Our third skill I wanted to demonstrate here is called the IV pump. The pump is a device, if you've been in the hospital or your family, which runs our IV so fast per hour. And this is a brain, if you will. So we've already got an IV programmed through here. Go ahead, I'd like you to set the rate for 100 cc's an hour, please. And she's setting the primary line, which is line A. So she picks A, and she tells it how fast she wants it to go. And then she tells it how much she wants to give so that it can keep count of that for us. And then we want it to start. Now, if there's any issues like air bubbles in the line, or this filter right here will capture that, and it'll give us a message that something's wrong with our line. What's dripping here, Maddie? Primary. Line A. Perfect. So when it's complete, we'll get an alarm. It'll say IV complete, or put a new bag on. Let's go ahead and stop A. And let's go ahead and off. We hope you've enjoyed our virtual tour, and we have many more skills that we would like to teach you, and we would love it if you could consider coming to the program. There's much to learn.
Hi, I'm Madison Foreman. I am a level 2 student in restaurant and food service operations. I am from Caldwell originally, and one of my favorite things about this lab is how close everyone is and just learning all the things you can do in the field and putting them to use. Now over here we have Mr. Gentino, our level 1 instructor.
Hello, I'm Mr. Gentino. When you do decide to join the restaurant and food program with us here at Mideast, you'll see a lot of me coming in. And I have been in the service so far for 23 to 24 years now in the food service industries. I'll let Miss Lipley go ahead and continue.
Hi, I'm Miss Lipley. I'm the level 2 instructor for the restaurant and food service operations program. I've been here for 6 years now, and we're looking forward to having you come to our program.
Hi guys, I'm so glad you guys were able to stop by today. We're actually putting on a breakfast event for our junior level. So our level 2 students start with the breakfast chapter, and their lab test today is putting on a breakfast. So right now Madison is out in the main front of our house, and she is setting up for a 10-person breakfast that our juniors will come in and they'll be able to experience firsthand what it's like to be served by our level 2 students. Which behind me leads us to our buffet line. When we actually run the restaurant, we have customers come in and they go through the buffet line with all kinds of soups and sandwiches, entrees, all kinds of yummy stuff for them to enjoy, and they're able to eat here in the restaurant or go ahead and take it to their classroom or with them when we're able to serve the public. If you want to head back with me, we'll go to the back of the house. And what we do back here, it's a little hectic right now. We have kids making all kinds of different stuff. So we'll walk around and take a tour. This is our dish area. It's always kind of messy because of course it's a dish area. We have our dish machine and our 3 sinks set up, which if you decide to come to our program, we'll be showing you how to do all that. We have a soup station over here and an entree station. We produce a lot of bread products that we make from scratch. So we use our proofers and our steamers and all this large equipment here. It's all industrial size. And don't be worried because we make sure you learn all about it and all the safety and sanitation for those to keep up with them all. Right here is a convection oven. It's a lot bigger than what you would see at home. Right now in this area, we have a student, he's making biscuits. So right now he's getting his mise en place, gathering all of his ingredients. And by within the next hour, he'll have a big batch of biscuits made up for our breakfast this afternoon. As we move over on this side, we have some kids all working together here. They're making French toast, scrambled eggs, a cheese and egg soufflés. They're making sausage gravy and biscuits. Over here, Jay is actually putting together a white sauce, which is the base of our egg and cheese souffle. And that it's a real gooey, ooey, yummy little souffle. It's real cheesy. She's doing that on our industrial range. Through here is a lot of our large equipment. We have our deep fryer, our charbroil grill, a salamander. I actually have some hash browns right here. We take these, we just like you would get at McDonald's. You throw them in, they drop them down, real simple like that. Next thing you know, you got some nice golden brown hash browns. Who doesn't like those? That is our tour of our lab, but we do all kinds of events here through the 400. We do large to small. We put mass-produce dinner rolls and cinnamon rolls for the holidays. We do cake orders. We have a daily restaurant. It's always on your feet, never the same, something different. You'll really come together and work as a team. As you can see behind me, all the kids working together. They really come together as a team. And if you like to be able to come that leadership role when it comes to becoming a supervisor and management, that's what our goal is here, for you to be able to walk out of these doors and have unlimited opportunities within the industry.
My name is Kylie Bear. I'm a senior here at Mideast in the Practical Nursing Program. My home school is West Muskingum, and this is my 3rd year here at Mideast. I do cheer for football and basketball at my home school, and here I know several students who do football, track, soccer, wrestling, and Mideast will work with your schedule to keep you involved with your home school, so you don't have to worry about not making it to practice or football games or practice. I hope you can come join us at Mideast. This was the best choice I made. It has helped me further my career and prepared me for my life after high school.
My name is Zach Branniger. I'm a senior here at Mideast. My home school is John Glenn, and something I really like about the lab is we get to use our hands. It's a very hands-on lab. We're allowed to use our hands and use our brain and just kind of use our hands to put to real-world problems.
Oh, Mr. Irvin, I'm the welding instructor here at Mideast, and I'd like to take this time and show you around at the lab at some of the things that young people do. Alrighty. We head over this way here. We have Donnie. He's TIG welding, and one of the projects that he's working on is a table here to hold a welder. Donnie will give you, he's putting it back together here. We'll have to come back to Donnie. Get her ready up here. Over here we have, they're cutting material for the students. We're trying to get a little bit ahead of the game, cutting material here for the students to practice on. We try to have everything ready so that our time in lab is used wisely. Shelby is just starting out on MIG welding, and today she's going to a new position, vertical up. It's her first try at it, and she has found out that vertical up welding is a little more difficult. Yes, we have both in the senior class. We have 4 females in the class. And actually, the females have a little better heads up when it comes to the market. A lot of the companies are looking to have to hire, unfortunately, ladies are think to be a minority in the welding field, and a lot of companies are looking for ladies just so they can meet the federal guidelines as far as what they need. And traditionally, welding has been a man's world. But as we are progressing forward, there's more and more young ladies entering the welding field. Personally, I've had several young ladies go through the program. They have been successful, and 3 past students who were young ladies are now welding teachers. Right now, welding is an exciting field to get into. Most of the welders out there, the majority of the welders are my age, 35. If I took his mask off, you could see that I might be telling you a story. But right now in the welding field, we're retiring faster than what young people are entering the workforce. So there is a shortage of qualified people coming in to fill the void where us, say, old-timers are leaving. Rihanna here, she just started on the MIG yesterday. She's she's working in the flat position. When she gets that mastered, she'll go to the vertical position like Shelby is. That if you come here and you put forth an earnest effort and you spend your time wisely and you focus on your training, you will find a job in the welding field. The welding field will provide you a good living. If you want to stay local, those jobs are available. If you want to travel, those jobs are available. Over here we have Mr. Coleman, David Coleman, and he is practicing on his welding certification. That's one of our goals here, is that every student, when they graduate, are certified to be structural welders. What that means to be a certified structural welder is if they pass this test, they can weld on any bridge, on any structure in the state of Ohio. It is one of the few certifications that will travel with you from job to job. Hey, we're glad you took time out to view this short video clip of the welding program at Mid-East. If you get a chance, come out and visit us and see for yourself what we're all about here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cole Howe. I am a student in the robotics program here at Mid-East. My home school is Sheridan, and what I like about the robotics program is that we are able to learn, program, and operate factory robot arms such as Motoman, Fanuc, Yawaskawa robotic arms. And also we are able to work with Vex Robotics and go to competitions.
Hi, I'm Mr. Petrovas, the instructor of robotics automation and design. I'm going to take you around the lab and show you some of the things that we do today. This is our Fanuc industrial robot. Matt's operating the robot. In this lab, you will get certification, and so you can operate and program this robot. This is an industry certification as good as any factory. Over here, we have the Motoman robot. And Brody's going to introduce how he runs this robot. He's learned how to program that, and he's fully certified to operate that robot in a factory.
What's the robot usually used for?
This is used to move material around, maybe to do a weld, or to do painting, things like that. Over here, we have our PLC trainer. And this is used in factories, it's used at Amazon. This runs conveyor belts and things, and the students get full certification to run Allen Bradley PLCs, programmable logic controllers. This is our VEX field. You should see the students build their own VEX robots, and we compete in the Southeast Ohio VEX League. We compete against about 15 other high schools in a league. And we were the champions of that league, co-champions with Zanesville 2 years ago. We also use the MakerBot Z18 printer. It's one of the largest printers that MakerBot makes, so it can build very large objects. My students design things and then print them out. Sometimes we'll work with local factories for parts that they need. And we also use the universal laser engraver. And this can engrave and cut metal, plastic, and wood. They become trained in how to use that. And we also have our Now robots. They can show you that they've already programmed and do some things.
Hello students. In robotics, you learn to program robots like me.
So that's what we do in robotics here every day.